Hi students, welcome back. This is Madhu Dharmapuri, and in this present video lecture I am going to calculate the magnetic field produced by a current carrying cylindrical wire through which current is uniformly distributed across its cross sectional area, and this I am calculating with the help of Ampere's circuital law. I have already discussed what is Ampere's circuital law and solved two problems with the help of it in other video lectures. If you have not watched them, please do watch them so that it will be easy for you to understand what is Ampere's circuital law and how to use that law to calculate magnetic field due to this current carrying cylindrical wire. Remember, Ampere's circuital law is an alternate method for Biot-Savart's law for finding magnetic field due to current carrying conductors. Okay, so this is the problem that I have taken for today. Find magnetic field due to cylindrical wire, thick wire in cylindrical shape of radius capital R, in which I current is uniformly distributed through its cross sectional area. What is uniformly distributed? Means everywhere throughout its area the current is same, both in direction and magnitude. Then we say uniformly distributed, and it is distributed throughout its area. Okay, the picture corresponding to the given problem is this. This is the side view where the cylindrical wire is like this, through which I current is flowing in this direction, whose radius is capital R, so that its area is pi r square. It is uniformly distributed throughout this area. This is the top view for this picture, enlarged picture. I current is flowing like this, its radius is capital R, and area of this, the cross sectional area of this wire is pi r square. Okay, this is cross sectional area, and the current passing through that area is I. Okay, so we are going to use Ampere's circuital law for finding magnetic field due to this, and hence we need, what is it? So that is what I have written. Ampere's circuital law is integral B dot dl equal to mu naught I net, where B dot dl integral is the line integral taken around a closed loop for the magnetic field on that loop. Okay, and I net is the total current passing through that loop. What is that loop? That loop is called Amperian loop. We will see what is Amperian loop and what is integral B dot dl and what is I net passing through that loop. Okay, so this problem I am going to solve in two cases. The case one is magnetic field at an inside point, where the point is at a smaller distance from the center of the wire and which is less than its radius. What does that mean? I am going to calculate the magnetic field at this point P, which is inside this wire, and its distance is smaller from the center, and that smaller is less than this capital R, its radius. And Amperian loop is the imaginary loop which is drawn which is passing through that point where we would like to calculate the magnetic field. Where we would like to calculate the magnetic field. Okay, so the path of this Amperian loop is chosen in such a way that the magnetic field is in the path of that loop. So magnetic field, how to decide the direction for the magnetic field? With the help of current direction. The current is passing through this in this way, the thumb represents that, and your four fingers represent the magnetic field. So the path of this loop is chosen in the direction of magnetic field. So this way, from here. Okay, and if you observe on this loop, this is called as Amperian loop. What is this called? Amperian loop. And on this Amperian loop, we can observe that the magnetic field at every point is same. Why? Because every point is equidistant from the center of this wire. And hence, at every point magnetic field will be same. Because magnetic field is distributed in circular shape. So that the magnetic field at every point on this circular loop will be same. And the second observation we can make is the magnetic field direction and the selected path on this Amperian loop is in the same direction. DL is same, B is same, everywhere. If this is B, this is DL. So everywhere B and DL are in the same direction. Because the path of the Amperian loop is chosen in such a way that it is in the direction of magnetic field. So B and DL are obviously in the same direction. And with these observations, what we can write is, on Amperian loop, the first point we can write is magnetic field B is same everywhere on Amperian loop. It is same everywhere. And the second point we can say is that magnetic field is parallel to DL, which means B, angle between B and DL is 0. They are parallel to each other. So if angle between B and DL is 0, from this Ampere circuital law, what will be on the left hand side? That is B dot DL. I can write this as B DL cos theta, B DL cos 0 for this case, because angle between B and DL is 0 for here, for this case, and B is constant, so B is taken outside. We can write like this. This we can write B into 2 pi R. How we can write this? Because integral DL is equal to the total length of this loop, the sum of all these selected path lengths on this Amperian loop. So total length of the loop Total length of Amperian loop. Total length of Amperian loop is what? Its circumference. Circumference of the loop. What is the circumference of Amperian loop whose radius is smaller? It is 2 pi r. So that is why I have taken for integral dl, I have written 2 pi r, which is equal to 2 pi r. This is equal to 2 pi r. This one. Okay. So we have calculated what is integral b dot dl for this Amperian loop. Now we will calculate what is I net, what is the net current passing through this Amperian loop. So that if we substitute this and that in this equation, we will get the formula for B at this point P. Okay. Now let us do that. Calculation of I net for this loop passing through that loop. Okay, so we are calculating case 1, which is magnetic field at an inside point. We are in the middle of it. Okay, we have not yet calculated it. Okay, so what is Ampere circuital law? Integral b dot dl equal to mu naught I net. This is total current passing through Amperian loop. Okay, so now let us calculate what is the current passing through Amperian loop. So this we can calculate in two ways. Method 1. So what I am doing? Calculation of I net. Okay, so in two ways we can calculate this. The method 1 is, if you observe, I current is distributed through pi r square area, through entire cross sectional area of the wire. Okay, so through pi r square area, I current is passing. That is what the given problem. Now, through this area, that is pi small r square area, how much is the current passing? That should be pi r square I by pi r square, and that how much I am taking it as I prime. So what is I prime? I prime is the current passing through Amperian loop of area pi r square. Okay, so if you cancel this pi and pi, this and this, what do we get? I prime is equal to R square, or I can write I R square by R square. Current passing through Amperian loop, which means I can also write I prime as I net, because I prime is the current passing through Amperian loop. I net is that the current passing through Amperian loop. And remember, the most important point here is I prime is less than I. How? What is I prime? I prime is the current passing through this loop, Amperian loop. What is I? I is the current passing through this wire, through cross-sectional area pi r square. So this is smaller than this. The total current was I, which is passing through cross-sectional area pi r square, and I prime is the current passing through smaller cross-sectional area, which must be less than that. So I prime is less than I always. So this is how we calculate I prime, which is total current passing through Amperian loop, I net. This is the method 1. And method 2 is also simple. It's also very simple. That using current density I can calculate this. What is current density? Current density is represented with J, which is current per unit area. Current per unit area. In unit area, how much current is passing? That is what J tells us. In unit area, how much current is passing? That is what J tells us. I is the current per area. Pi r square is the area. Through that I is passing. Okay, if pi r square is 1, that is 1 unit area. J equal to I. So that is why the current passing through unit area is J. Okay, so with this definition of current density, where current density is current by area, I can write current passing through Amperian loop I prime as I prime, which is equal to I net, as I can write J into pi r square, because I is nothing but current density into area. I is nothing but current density into area. So I is I prime, now I am writing current density into its area, Amperian loop area. Okay, so with this I can write I prime is equal to I by pi r square, where J is I by pi r square, into pi r square, and cancel this pi and this pi. We get I prime equal to I net equal to I r square by r square. Same as here. So in these two ways we can calculate the total current passing through the Amperian loop, which is passing through the point where we are finding the magnetic field. So now we know what is the I net, and we also know what is integral B dot dl. We have calculated it, B into 2 pi r. So substitute them in the original Ampere circuital law. Okay. So from the previous calculation, we have B dot dl as B into 2 pi r, and now we have I net equal to I r square by r square, and substitute them in this equation. We get integral B dot dl equal to mu naught I net is the equation. B into 2 pi r equal to mu naught I r square by r square. And what is the B? Mu naught I by 2 pi r square into r. This square cancels with this r. And most important point here is B is proportional to r. What is r? The distance of the point from the center. So as r decreases, B decreases. As r increases, B increases within the wire, because this formula is valid for an inside point. As long as P is inside this wire, this formula is valid, and B proportional to r. As r increases, B increases, r decreases, B decreases. Okay, and this is the magnetic field at this point P, which is inside this cylindrical wire. Okay, so now what we do, we take case 2 and find the magnetic field at outside point. Okay, so that we do now. So let me write this here. B inside is mu naught I by 2 pi r square into r. Keep it there. And now we calculate magnetic field at outside point or on the surface, whatever. R greater than or equal to R. Point can be on the surface or outer. So which means now the point that I am taking is somewhere here, outside. So with the help of this, again I can draw an Amperian loop similar to this. Now the radius is, I have taken is small r, which is greater than r now. R is greater than r from this center. So the same things will apply. B is constant everywhere, and which is parallel to dl. Same as discussed for the previous case. B is this, dl is this. B is this, dl is this. Same as the previous case. So on the, this is Amperian loop now. This is Amperian loop for this case, whose radius is smaller again. That is different case, this is different case. Don't compare that R with this R. Okay, so they are different cases. So from this Amperian loop, on Amperian loop, what did we observe? B is constant everywhere, which is same, constant or same everywhere, same everywhere, and B is parallel to dl everywhere. Which means angle between B and dl is 0. Now what do you get? B dot dl as B dl cos 0, which is nothing but B integral dl. B is constant, so I have written it outside the integral. And integral B dot dl is equal to B into 2 pi r, where dl, integral dl is again 2 pi r, which is circumference or total length of loop. Same as calculated for the previous case. The left side is B into 2 pi r. The only difference is the Amperian loop this time is outside the wire because the point is outside. Only that is the difference. Everything is same as previous case. Okay, so this is over. Now what is I net for this case? What is I net actually? The total current passing through Amperian loop. Now our Amperian loop is this red color. Now the wire is actually inside this. So whatever the current that is passing through the wire is passing through the Amperian loop now. Which means that the total current that is passing through Amperian loop now is I. Because whatever the current that is passing through the wire is passing through the Amperian loop now. There is nothing to calculate. Which means I net here is equal to I. The current passing through can say total current passing through. There is no other current except that. Total current passing through loop. Which loop? Amperian loop. The total current passing through Amperian loop is I. Now using this, integral B dot dl is equal to mu naught I net from Ampere circuital law. We get B into 2 pi r on the left side from here. And from on the right side we can just write like this. So B is mu naught I by 2 pi r. And most importantly here, B is proportional to 1 by r. As r increases, B decreases. Quite opposite to this. B inside it was B proportional to r. And B outside B proportional to 1 by r. Very, very important for the examination. Entrance particularly. Okay. So with these two formulas, let us try to draw one simple graph. Magnetic field versus small r. Okay. How does it look like? This is small r and this is magnetic field. This is the center of the wire. Here, this one. And if this is the radius of this wire, and up to this, B is proportional to R. Inside, up to R, it is inside. And outside point, B proportional to 1 by R. This is B proportional to R, B inside. So this is outside. Inside is what? B is mu naught I by 2 pi r square r. Here B proportional to 1 by r. Sorry, B proportional to r. Inside, and outside B proportional to 1 by r. So this is what the graph tells you. Outside, inside. This is very, very important graph. Now if you carefully observe these two equations, at this point, what is this point? At r equal to r. If you apply this in both formulas, you will get this. Even if you substitute r equal to r here, you will get this. If you substitute r equal to r here, you will get this. On surface, this outside, inside, on surface, which means at this point, B is mu naught I by 2 pi r. Okay? Mu naught I by 2 pi r. Which is telling you that the both formulas are giving you the same formula for r equal to r, which means that the magnetic field on the surface of the wire is continuous. This we can infer. And one more thing from this graph, as r tends to 0, B tends to 0, because B proportional to r. As r tends to 0, B tends to 0. Very close to the center, B is 0. At center, B is 0. That is what this is telling you. Okay, so this is how we use Ampere's circuital law for calculating magnetic field due to current carrying conductors. The basic thing you have to observe is you have to draw Amperian loop first, which must pass through the point, and observe what is magnetic field on that loop and what is the direction of the magnetic field on that loop, and what is the total current passing through that Amperian loop, that is I net. If you can calculate this, what is B, what is angle between B and DL, what is I net, then substituting them in the Ampere circuital law will give you the formula for magnetic field at that particular point. Okay? So hope you have understood. If you have any doubts regarding this lecture, you can put your doubts under the comment section. I will be always ready to give the solution for your doubt. Thank you for watching this video.